Principal ma'am, respected judges and teachers, and my dear brothers and sisters. I am M.S. Fazil of 11th A1 of New Modern Vidhya Mandir Higher Secondary School in front of you to share a few words about evolution of atomic structure. Before going into atomic structure, we should know what is an atom. An atom is considered to be an indivisible particle in the olden days, but after the introduction of subatomic particles such as protons, neutrons and electrons, the atom is considered to be divisible. Next, we should know what is an atomic structure. The studying about the structure of an atom is called atomic structure. The next thing is, we should know about the evolution of atomic structure. The first atomic model was given by J.J. Thomson by an experiment called cathode ray scattering experiment. In his experiment, he used phosphate to coat a glass which turns green, and he came to a conclusion that the atom was a positively charged sphere and the electrons are scattered like the seeds of the watermelon. So, his model was famously known as plum bedding model or watermelon model. Please move on to the next slide. But his model was not accepted worldwide because he did not explain further about the atomic structure. So, Rutherford done an experiment called alpha ray scattering experiment. By using a radioactive emitter, he passed the alpha rays through a thin gold foil. 99.9% of it gets through it, but 0.1% of it gets reflected. From this, he came to a conclusion that there was a nucleus at the center which contained the positively charged protons, and the electrons are revolving around the nucleus which are negatively charged. But he did not explain about the energies of the electrons, because if the electrons are continuously revolving around the nucleus, it will lose its energy and finally collapse with the nucleus, and hence the atom will be destroyed. So, his model was not accepted. Next, please move on to next. So, Niels Bohr given his model. Niels Bohr said that there was a nucleus at the center which contains the protons and neutrons, and the electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a particular stationary orbitals, and the energies of the electrons are quantized, and the angular momentum of the electron mvr is equal to nh by 2 pi, where n is the principal quantum number and h is the Planck's constant, which is equal to 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34 joules second. But his model has some defects because his model gives the atomic structure for only hydrogen and hydrogen like atoms. It cannot give the atomic structure of atoms which contain atomic number more than 1. So, his model was not also accepted. Hence, finally, modern atomic model, please move on next. Finally, modern atomic model was given by the scientists of IUPAC all over the world by some principles. According to modern atomic theory, there was a nucleus at the center which contained the neutrons and protons, and the electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a particular stationary orbital, as well as the Niels Bohr said. But the modern atomic model can give atomic structure of all the 118 elements that we are using today. So, it is followed till date. Hence, before going to a conclusion, I would like to say some 3 principles, because the Niels Bohr atomic model does not explain those 3 principles, but the modern atomic model explains those 3 principles. Based on these 3 principles only, Niels Bohr atomic model is changed to modern atomic model. The first principle is Heisenberg uncertainty principle. It is impossible to accurately determine the position and momentum of a microscopic particle simultaneously. That is, delta x dot delta p is greater than or equal to h by 4 pi, where delta x is the uncertainty in the position, delta p is the uncertainty in the momentum, and h is the Planck's constant, as I already say. Next, Zeeman effect. Zeeman effect. The splitting up of spectral lines by placing it in a magnetic field is called Zeeman effect, and the splitting up of spectral line by placing it in an electric field is called Stark effect. So, why are we studying atomic structure? Because it is very important to study atomic structure. Without analyzing deep into the structure of an atom, we cannot know the properties of an element, because nowadays we use soaps, shampoos for bathing, and the dress we wear and the food we eat all contain enormous number of elements. Without knowing the properties of the element, we cannot use it properly, and hence it is very important to study about atomic structure. So, thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity to explain about evolution of atomic structure. Thank you.
So, you talked about atom, right? So, you study atom in physics or in chemistry?
Chemistry.
Not in physics? Fine. Then what is an atom?
An atom is a divisible particle.
Divisible or indivisible?
Divisible particle.
Thank you so much. Because when you read the definition of atom long back, atom is a minute particle which is further indivisible, right? Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon to Honorable Principal Sir, Vice Principal Ma'am, Honorable Judges, caring teachers and my dear brothers and sisters. Good morning to all. I am E. Prashant of 12th A1 standing in front of you to present my seminar on nutrition in plants. First of all, what is nutrition? Nutrition is a process of observing mineral ions from the soil by the plants for their growth and development. Nutrition is of two types. One is autotrophic nutrition, other one is heterotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition, the plants which can prepare their own food are called autotrophs. Autotrophs is further divided into two types. One is photoautotrophs, other one is chemoautotrophs. Photoautotrophs, these plants prepare their own food by using sunlight with the help of chlorophyll, is called photoautotrophs. Example, Vanda and all green plants. Vanda is a special plant which requires only place for growth. And then chemosynthetic autotrophs. These organisms prepare their own food by using chemical reaction, is called chemosynthetic autotrophs. Example, Nitrosomonas and Begonia bacteria. Heterotrophic nutrition. Due to the lack of chlorophyll, these plants depend on other plants and living organisms for food, water and minerals. Heterotrophic nutrition is further divided into four types: parasitic nutrition, saprophytic nutrition, insectivorous plants and chemosynthetic heterotrophs. Parasitic nutrition. Parasitic nutrition is further divided into two. One is total parasite and partial parasite. Total parasite. Due to the complete lack of chlorophyll, these plants totally depend on other plants for food. Example, Cascata, arabans and Rafflesia. Partial parasite. These plants able to synthesize food by using some green leaves, but it is unable to absorb water and minerals. Therefore, it depends on other plants for water and minerals. Example, Viscum, Cassita and Loranthus. And then insectivorous plants. Though insectivorous plants are capable of producing carbohydrates by photosynthesis, they are unable to synthesize protein due to the deficiency of nitrogen. It lives in nitrogen deficiency soil. Therefore, it depends on insects for nitrogen. These plants overcome this deficiency by consuming small nitrogen rich insects. And then saprophytic nutrition. These organisms obtain nutrition from other organisms through a special route called mycorrhizal route and depend on dead and decaying matter. Example, Monotropa, otherwise called as Indian pipe. Chemosynthetic heterotrophs. These organisms obtain nutrition from other organisms by using chemical reaction, is called chemosynthetic heterotrophs. And then we are going to see about mineral nutrition. First, what is mineral nutrition? The nutrition which is given in the elemental form is called mineral nutrition. The first scientist who carried the study on mineral nutrition was Van Helmont in 1648. In mineral nutrition, there are 17 essential elements and 5 non-essential elements. The term essential elements or essential nutrients was first coined by the scientist Daniel Aron. The essential elements are classified as macro and micronutrients according to the requirements of the plants. These essential elements are also classified as mobile and immobile elements according to their mobility in the xylem cells. Mobile element shows deficiency at the lower parts of the plants because it moves very fastly in the xylem cells and reaches the top parts of the plants. Only top parts of the plant consume the nutrients, whereas the lower parts of the plant does not consume the nutrients. Therefore, mobile element shows deficiency at the lower parts of the plants. Immobile elements of the elements which have larger atomic size, it moves very slowly in the xylem cells. Only lower parts of the plant consume the nutrients. Top parts of the plant does not consume the nutrients. Therefore, immobile element shows deficiency at the top parts of the plants. Next, we will see about the physiological role and deficiency symptoms of some macro and micronutrients. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen requires for normal metabolism and growth. Nitrogen is a constituent of ATP and protein, and deficiency causes chlorosis and stunted growth. Phosphorus is a constituent of cell wall and plasma membrane, and deficiency causes reduction in growth. Potassium requires in stomatal movement, and deficiency causes shortening of internodes. Magnesium is a constituent of chlorophyll, and deficiency causes intervenal corrosis and deposition of anthocyanin pigment, and the photosynthesis will be affected. And then calcium is a constituent of middle lamella, which is made up of calcium peptide, and the deficiency affects the carbohydrate metabolism. Manganese. Manganese requires by both seeds and leaves, and deficiency causes poor root development and gray spot disease in oats. Iron. Iron is a constituent of flavoproteins, and deficiency causes sensitivity in citrus foods. Molybdenum. Molybdenum is a constituent of roots and leaves, and deficiency causes citrus foods in leaves. Thank you for giving this wonderful opportunity.
You take a very big topic, nutrition and mineral nutrition, both you take. First nutrition is enough. Because, okay. So, Vanda is a parasite or epiphyte?
Sir?
Vanda.
Epiphytic group.
Epiphyte, what is the difference between a parasite and epiphyte?
Parasitic, it depends on other plants for food. Epiphytic is requires only place for growth and does not depend on other plants for
place food. For growth.
Place for only growth.
Survive, only sit. Just only a sitting place only. Not, it doesn't take anything from the supporting plant. Other plant. Okay. What is meant by a total parasite and a partial parasite?
Total parasite totally depend on other plants, but
totally water, partially depend.
Food, water and minerals totally depend on other plants. Partial parasite depend on other plants only for water and minerals only.
Can you differentiate any color difference in a partial parasite and total parasite?
Some plants are green in color, they are different in colors. They are partial parasites are some green in colors, total parasites are
see, look here. A partial parasite can take only water and a mineral from the supporting plant. It prepares its own food material, so it is green in color. The total parasite takes both food material and water, mineral from the supporting plant, so it is not in green color, it may be in different colors. Okay? Right. Regarding the insectivorous plants, another thing you talk about monotropa. Monotropa is a parasite or saprophyte?
Fungi.
Monotropa, fungi. No. Monotropa is an angiosperm. Monotropa is an angiosperm. Another thing is, it has no root. No root at all. Rootless saprophytic plant. Regarding insectivorous plants. Insectivorous plants, what are the enzymes that have to digest the insects? So insectivorous plants are many types. Can you tell some?
Sir?
Insectivorous plants, example.
Nepenthes, Drosera, Tiny Saxonmiae.
You know that?
Yes, Saxonmiae.
Drosera, Nepenthes, Utricularia, Dionia, Sarracenia, Aldrovenda, Darlingtonia, நிறைய Good, very good.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon to Honorable Principal Sir, Vice Principal Ma'am, respected teachers, judges and my dear friends. I am Sharmili of 12th A1 from New Modern Vidhya Mandir High Secondary School, standing in your presence to share some ideas and thoughts about fractures, their types, symptoms and their treatment. First of all, let me explain you what is a fracture. Yes, it is nothing but a crack or break in the bone. Trauma or injury to the bones of the human body is getting increased with the development of transport and industry. In 4th century BC, Hippocrates, father of medicine, described about the treatment of fractures and injuries to limbs. In India, treatment of fractures is still carried out by traditional bone setters. Sir, next slide, sir. Next, we are going to see about types of fracture. There are many types of fractures, and let me explain you some of them. The first one is birth fracture. It is a fracture occurring in newborn babies due to injury during delivery. Next one is avulsion fracture. In this, it is a type of fracture generally occurs in the spongy bone of the spine due to osteoporosis. Next one is comminuted fracture. In this type, the bone is shattered into many pieces. Next one is compression fracture. In this type, a muscle or ligament pulls the bone and fracturing it. Next slide, sir. Next one is fracture dislocation. In this type, the joint has dislocated and one of the bone of the joint has a fracture. Next one is Greenstick fracture. It is a type of fracture. A fracture break is incomplete, leaving one side of the cortex intact. Next one is pathological fracture. In this type, when a person underlying any disease or condition has fractured the bone and making fracturing it. Next slide, sir. Symptoms of fracture. Unseen of injury results in the symptoms of fracture. It includes, it vary depend upon the affected region, patient's general health, patient's age, etc. Symptom involves pain, redness, bruising, swelling. Patient cannot put weight on his affected area. Patient cannot move his affected area and the affected area has grating sensation. Next slide, sir. Treatment, diagnosis and treatment for fracture. Diagnosis involves medical intervention, focuses on bone healing as it heals naturally. Bone healing is a natural process and it will occur naturally. Treatment involves external fixation, metal screws and plaster casts. External fixators are made up of metallic or carbon fibers which has steel pins to fix the bone in its position. Next one is metal screws. Metal screws fix the bone in its position and hold the bone still it has heals. Next one is plaster cast. Plaster cast or plastic functional braces are used to hold the bone in its position until it has healed. Thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Respected judges and teachers, and to my lovely friends, I am Nathan of 11th A2 from New Modern Vidhya Mandir Higher Secondary School to invite you to the interesting topic about gravitation and space science. First, condition for life on any planet. The planet must have the considerable amount of water, the planet must have the suitable living temperature range, and the planet must have the sufficient and right kind of atmosphere. Other objects in solar system. First, asteroids. Asteroids are the small heavenly body which orbit around the sun between the orbit of Mars and Jupiter. About 1600 asteroids are revolving around the sun. Each circles the sun once in every 4.5 years. Next, comet. Comet consists of small mass of rock-like material surrounded by the large mass of substance such as water, ammonia and methane. These substances are easily vaporized. Comets move around the sun in the highly elliptical orbit which orbit around the sun, and most of the time they keep far away from the sun. Next, meteors and meteoroids. Meteors. Comets break into pieces while they approach very close to the sun. Some of the broken pieces fall on the earth. These broken pieces were burnt up by the heat generated due to the friction in the earth atmosphere. This is called as meteors. Meteors such as shooting stars. Meteoroids. The blazing object which managed to reach the earth is called meteoroids. Next slide. Star. Billions of stars makes a galaxy. There are 3 types of stars. They are double and multiple stars, intrinsically variable stars, nova and supernova stars. Sun. Sun is a self-luminous body and extremely hot. Its mass is about 1.989 into 10 power 30 kilogram and its radius is about 6.95 into 10 power 8 meter, and the distance from the earth is about 1.496 into 10 power 11 meter. This is known as astronomical unit. Light of the sun takes 8 minutes 20 seconds to reach the earth. The inner part of the sun temperature is about 14 into 10 power 6 Kelvin known as photosphere, and the outer part of the sun temperature is about 6000 Kelvin known as chromosphere. Galaxy. A large bundle of stars, gas, dust particles held together by the gravitational force is called galaxy. Constellation. A group of stars formed in a pattern of an animal or a human being is called constellation. There are 88 constellations into which the world sky has been divided. Next one. Milky Way Galaxy. Milky Way Galaxy look like a stream of milk. Our Milky Way Galaxy is a normal galaxy. Which spiral in shape. There are some of the important features are shape and size, cluster, interstellar matter, rotation, mass. Shape and size. It is thicker at the center and thinner at the edges. The distance of the disk is about 10 power 5 light year. Interstellar matter. Interstellar space in the Milky Way Galaxy is fully filled with gas and dust particles known as interstellar matter. cluster, a group of about 100 to 1000 stars known as a galactic cluster, and a group of about 10,000 stars known as globular cluster. Rotation. All stars in the Milky Way Galaxy revolve around the center, and the one completion is about 300 million years. Mass. Mass of the Milky Way Galaxy is estimated to be as 3 into 10 power 41 kilogram. Last, origin of the universe. There are three important theories is used to explain about the origin of the universe. They are Big Bang theory, pulsating theory, steady state theory. Big Bang theory. In simple words, Big Bang theory is used to explain about the expansion. In pulsating theory is used to explain about the contraction, and steady state theory is used to explain that the universe remains constant. Thank you for giving this wonderful opportunity.